Hi, this is Lady Lex UK. This is Project Spark Alphabet, and today we are doing the letter K. Right, I have chosen the kodian beacon for my prop, and I've chosen the kill tile as my tile for today. Now, what we're going to be covering today is how to amend the kodian beacon so that you can turn it on and then turn it off again, which it doesn't currently do. And for the kill tile, we're going to have a look at kill animations and the difference between kill and destroy, and how you can amend it so that your objects, when they are destroyed in your game, can look the way you want it to, and not just the defaults that Team Dakota have decided should happen when things are killed. Okay, so let's start off with our kodian beacon. We'll go into test mode. So we have our kodian beacon here. It's a weird looking object. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. It's some sort of ancient artifact. I don't think you're supposed to know what it is. But when you interact with it, it turns on and then paints around itself with some grass. Now, I've used a snow effect on the ground. So when it creates the grass, it sort of looks as if the snow was melted, which I think is an interesting effect. But you can't turn it off again. So over here, I have amended its code so that you can turn it on, like so, and it will paint the ground. I've chosen a slightly different paint effect. And press B, you can turn it off, and the snow comes back. So let's have a look at the code and see how this is done. So let's look at the default code for a kodian beacon. So it says when it does not have power, so when it's not on and you interact with it, it will turn the power on. When it has power, there's a delay of 1.5 seconds, and then it will paint the terrain around it at a particular radius. Now that radius is set by this number variable, and it says when the paint radius is less than 5, then the paint radius is increased by 0.1. So in effect, what this is doing, this number variable is starting at 0 and it's going 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and so on and so on and so on until it gets to 5. And when it's doing that, it's going to paint the terrain around it into whatever is in material slot 1. Now you can change this to any of the material slots, and obviously you can change any of the material slots to be any texture that you want. It's also going to play an energy orb effect, and this is going to scale depending on that paint radius, so it will look as if it's actually doing the painting on the ground. And that's it. That's all it is. It's a very simple 7-line brain. And over here is my amended brain, and it's slightly different. So when it does not have power and you interact with it, it's going to turn the power on, and it's also going to turn a boolean, which I've called grass, to true. This means I'm going to paint some grass. Else, so when it has power and you interact with it, then we're going to power off. And this time we're going to set a boolean called return to be true. So we're going to return it to the state that it was before. So when we want some grass, countdown timer, so this is when the power is on. The countdown timer will provide exactly the same, paint radius exactly the same, material slot, energy orb exactly the same. And we've added this. When the paint radius is equal to 5, then we're going to say grass equals 4, so we're not going to paint grass anymore, and then we'll set that paint radius back to its default of 0. Then if we're returning, doing a return paint, then it's exactly the same again, except when the paint radius is 5, the return is false and the paint radius is set back to 0. And that's it. That's how to turn it on and off, and you can change the material slots to whatever you wish. So you can turn it, you don't have to have it return back to the one before, but I mean, that's the whole idea here is that you turn it on and it makes it grass, and then you turn it off and it makes it snow. But it's up to you what you do with this code. Okay, so there's the kodian beacon. Right, let's have a look at our kill tile. Now, what I've done here to make it easier for ourselves, so we can kill some things nice and easily, is that when you interact with an object that's interactable and press the B, instead of interacting with it, it's going to kill it. And I've also got a right trigger press, so if you do a right trigger press with an interacted object, it will destroy it. So I want to show you the difference between kill and destroy by having some objects that are the same. So let's wander over here. So we have 2 asteroid pods here. So if I kill this pod, it explodes in some black smoke and some purple sparkly stuff. If I destroy it, it just vanishes from the world. That's the difference between kill and destroy. Destroy will just remove it, and kill will start a animation. Now that animation will be depending on what it is that you're killing. Now a character such as this will do a death animation. In the case of this character, he falls backwards and lays on the floor and then disappears in a puff of smoke. Now this chest, normally when you interact with it, it's going to open up, but we're going to kill it, so we're going to kill the chest. What happens when you kill a chest? You get a lot of splinters, wood splinters. And if I destroy the chest, it just vanishes. So that's the difference between kill and destroy. And it's important to understand the difference, because if you don't want it to play an animation at all, then you need to use destroy. But if you want it to explode or something like that, then kill is probably the way to go. Now then, each object has a different kill animation. There's a selection of ones to choose from, if you like, but they are hard coded into each object depending on what it is. So this gravestone here is made of stone, so when I kill it, you get an explosion of rock. This cactus here is made of plant matter, so when I kill it, you get a lot of green leaves, and it goes psh, it makes a green leaf noise. This window here is mostly made of wood, so we get the same effect that we had with the chest. This is another plant thing. The asteroid, now rocks exactly as you'd expect. This stone heart, however, is a puff of yellow smoke, and the chocolate, puff of yellow smoke. So we've had black smoke, yellow smoke, green leaves. There is a few. You can go through all the props and find how many there are and how they are different. But here we have 2 cactuses. Now we've already seen the cactus is destroyed, and what it does is it creates a load of green leaves. So what does this one do? That one did a cartoon cloud, and this one is doing a bat swarm. So you can change the animation by using a little bit of nifty code. Okay, so here is our cactus that did the bat swarm. And what we're doing is we're using, I've done a tutorial on this. It's how to change the kill animations. And it never occurred to me before, but obviously kill animations happen with props as well as characters. So if you want to change the way a thing is destroyed in your world, and you want to create an animation for it, this is how you do it. So started 2 is dead. You create a boolean called dying equals true, and when it's dying you make it invisible, make the prop invisible, and then you play a special effect. In this case it's a bat storm. We can choose anything you like, so you can have an explosion, it's a dark energy thruster, death impact, which is what the most of the characters do when they are destroyed. Dirt plumes, as like you say, some of the other objects do that. This one, emote love. Let me see, emote love. Let's see what that does. So here we go. So we've changed that cactus, so now when we kill it, it should emote a load of, should show a load of hearts. There we go, a lot of hearts, and now it's gone. So that is how you do that. Now, this is not going to work though if you don't turn the destroy after death animation off. So go into properties, go to combat, health and defenses, make sure invulnerable is off, immortal is off, attackable is on, and destroy after death is off. So this will not be destroyed after death. So once you've attacked it and it's lost all its health and it would normally die and play through its animation, it's now not going to. It's going to stay there and wait for your code, which is this boolean here, and then it will do everything that you want it to do. So this will be destroyed after 1 second. You can obviously change that countdown timer to be longer, so you can have a longer death animation, or shorter to have a shorter death animation. It is entirely up to you. But there we go. That's how you change how things are exploded, destroyed in Project Spark. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep sparking.